Hit the like button. You got to ask that over and over and over and over again. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Sorry about the other stream, you guys. I work with Stream Labs. Stream Labs have so much to offer, and you can build and do, a whole bunch of stuff with it. And since I like a challenge, I won't get rid of it to jump to StreamYards, which it seems to be a little bit easier because everybody uses it out there. But I love Stream Labs. I do. I do. It's just so much, you guys. It's so many buttons, and it's this and it's that, and you can build your graphics, and then I like the program, and of course I pay for it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna keep working with it. That's the only way to get it right, is to keep working with it. I just have to learn how to put it on the tester part, so that you guys know that I'm just kind of testing it and playing around with it until I can get it right. That's all. How y'all doing? How y'all doing tonight? How y'all doing tonight? A couple of shows went on this week out here. I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to start. It was so many. It was so many that went on. I was like, oh, I don't know where to start. Yeah. Cousin Levi got his ass ran off of the other chat over there because he still like to do the roundabouts. I'm gonna wait and see if Queen Diva pops up, because Bookham's on her ass, tying her into some things. And this is the second man that is coming out doing so. Whole bunch of stuff. You got Kim Fox slapping her husband. Slapped her husband. Slapped her husband. Domestic violence going on in the state general's office down there. Yeah, like, that don't look good. But of course, they'll find some way to clean it up. Or you might have Gloria Allred coming out representing her. Don't no man abuse a woman. Give him life. That's Gloria Allred. That's Gloria Allred. Queen Diva. Queen Diva. I don't know what you done got yourself into, but these men are on your ass. Hold on a second, you guys. Give me a second. I can hear the burping in the live, but So, okay, I'm back. Cheers, you guys. Cheers. Cheers. You say you sleepy. You don't know if you're gonna stay awake. I don't know if I'm gonna stay awake because I literally been down here for quite some time. You say you invited him, Queen Diva. You you got to come on. You got to come on the live and give us your story. First, before I start with him, well, no, I am going to start with him because I got to get him out the way. I literally got to get him out the way. You are every single body. So, Rose, 19 Crimes, Snoop Dogg. Yeah. I haven't had a glass of wine in a month. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to have a glass of wine. I'm going to have a glass of wine tonight. I don't care what nobody says. I'm going to have a glass of wine. It's been a month. So I'm doing pretty good. It's been a month. So, yeah, cheers to you too. Cheers to you too. Hey, Tanea. Hi, Capone. What up, Native? What up, you guys? I know it's late. I'm gonna find an earlier time to come on ladies' night. I'm thinking probably about 5 or so for ladies' night, so that I can get to bed at an appropriate time. Because I usually go in to work a little bit on Sundays. So, but Tanea. Hey, Scorpio. First, you got Shabazz on your ass, right? We're going to talk about some Shabazz for just for a minute, right? A little bit of Shabazz. And I just wanted to give my opinion on now why I believe that he was so aggressive to attorney Jennifer Bonjean. I had to sleep on that one, right? Because I was like, well, why would a person, decide to be this way, right? Hit the like button as you come into the chat, you guys. It helps me stay into the algorithm. I appreciate it. Shout out to all of the new subscribers. We are two subscribers away of hitting that 2,000. So if you know somebody that knows somebody, get the phones and get that other 2 subscribers going over here so that we can hit the 2,000 subscribers over here on this channel. Now, once I hit the 2,000 on this channel, I'm going over to the other channel and I'm going to try to be over there for a while on the One Papoose channel, delivering commentary and laughter over there, just so that I can get those subscribers up there as well. What up, Butterfly? And if you have not gotten your membership, you need to think about getting your membership. Join the membership club over here because of what I do. And that is bringing you guys laughter, bringing some opinions off of a weekly catastrophe out here on the YouTube streets under the umbrella of Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. My beliefs, the chat beliefs, all of our opinions. That's what we do. So get your membership over here. There's a new perk that's going on. Hit the perk button down there and go catch the preview of it. So when you do get to that level of having your membership to support the channel, that one should pop up on by your name, and you'll be able to play with that one as well in the chat. So slowly but surely. I also don't forget that I have my One Papoose Grind store out there. Shout out to one of the members and frequent chatter that comes in the chat. She decided to go on over and support One Papoose by purchasing her something. Go get you a pillow, milk, your water containers, a whole bunch of goodies over there. So I hope you guys not leaving me hanging and not going over and checking out what's on there and everything. As you guys can see, I am supporting myself with the unisex One Papoose, matches my logo. Yeah, isn't that cool? Goes from the front to the back. Isn't that cool? In case you people have, not seen this one here. It's in all sizes. Get over on there and purchase you one of these for your summer wear. Yeah, with your jeans and your heels. What up, Spitfire? What up, Butterfly? I said everybody's chat. Scorpio, I think I said hi to everybody in the chat. What's going on? We got 24 likes, 50 people like us watching me. Some of them are watching me because they don't like me. So they got to see what I got to say. Book them, I'm talking about you. And I'm going to talk about one of them girls that was in your chat, and that is way out of what I usually do. I don't usually come at people in nobody chats, but this one right here, she got to be addressed. What up, Shannon? It's unisex, Shannon. Get over there, rock your one papoose. Yeah, get over there and get one on the one papoose grind. So, okay, let's start with Shabazz, in my opinion, right? Here's my opinion and my thought about his with his response, because he came back with the response. It's just that my week was a little bit busy, so I didn't have time to respond back to him after he dropped what he said. But it was mainly to spend fire. It was mainly to me, but I'm going to rebuttal a little bit on why I express my opinion. Oh, Jason, you here? Yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit about what you want to talk about too. But here's my thought of his aggressiveness towards Mrs. Attorney Jennifer Bonjane. Oh, y'all ever need a massage? Y'all remember y'all massage yourself? Be like, oh, damn, Queen, don't you go nowhere. You say the Queen is back with, she didn't, the Queen that got, because she said that she was taking a break and missing in the perspective. I beat you to it, girl. They on deck, honey, because I know I'm gonna need one. I know I'm gonna need one. You say he ain't addressing shit. No, he just, did his rebuttal back to after he visit cousin Levi, which we gonna talk about that a little bit too. Page over there, right? He jumped over here, jumped over there. He went everywhere. He went every freaking where to tell his story on about how us ladies might be or how we are, and the vulgar language of this and the vulgar language of that and all this stuff. He had to share that freaking story, Men, okay? That's what men do. They like women, chitter chatters. What up, Kendra? What up, Lavelle? What up, Larry Cox? Hey, she said, hey, Pop, it's Pap. What up, Pap? He said, hey, Pop, it's all good, though. I appreciate you saying that. Again, I'm giving shout out to the new subscribers that subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you. It is so many names, and to everybody. Yeah, but my thoughts with Shabazz. Going back and reading his, thinking about his aggressiveness towards Miss Attorney Jennifer Bonjean, right? And how he attacks her with saying that, she is not keen on how your Black culture acts, right? Or how they say, this or that. You're dealing with the Black race, all that stuff, right? And I'm saying to myself, wait a minute, isn't Bill Cosby Black? In one of another top case that is going on out here, and she will be showing up probably and showing out with attorney Wyatt. Oh, over there, Wyatt is putting it down over on Nicole's View and a few more other channels. In case you guys want to tune in to attorney Wyatt for Mr. Bill Cosby, he has his own show as well on IG. You can type in his name on IG, subscribe to that, and wait for him to come on, and he can give you all these updates about this old lady that's coming out. That's something that happened from 74, 75, 76, that Mr. Bill Cosby did so-and-so, A, B, and X, Y, and Z to her. What up, Robin? What's going on? Jana, what's going on? Jason, I spoke to you. But yeah, so check that out. But I had to, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking with Shabazz. Let's start with Shabazz. Shabazz been everywhere, Shabazz has a rebuttal to everybody who does not agree or have their own perception, their opinion based off of what he was saying, right? He came out, he told you how he felt about Nicole, what is it, Becker is no good, and this person is no good, and Greenberg and so, they paid him for this, and he got the videos to do this and to do that. Cut the bushes. Oh Lord, no. Right. So I'm like, let me think about this shit, Shabazz. Let me think about this shit, right? So now you get to hear the parents are back out. They want to know if their daughter, Joy, is still doing good. Well, how is she? How is she? How is Joy? We want to make sure that Joy is doing okay. That's what they said, right? You know, we want to hear from her. We want her home. So after you hear their notations, and of course they appeared on one of the I call them COVID. That's never going to change. It is what it is. You know, it doesn't mean anything about fighting or none of that shit. It's just I just have a peculiar way of saying names out here. So Tim Savage appeared over across the street on the show, and once again delivering the same message about how is Joy, and Joy is this, and Joy is that, and Joy is that, right? So I'm thinking, but wait a minute. When we really think about it, Shabazz is actually one of the last what do you call them people? Comegan, a Homegan, a Hohegan, all that stuff, right? To kind of pop out here, to put some bittersweet to some things, right? And I'm saying to myself, well, wait a minute, right? You were the last one with all your descriptive this and telling this and doing this, right? We're going to talk about some Lily too showing up over there on Black CEO channel, as opposed to, y'all know I'm bringing you some Bookham drill. I'm sorry. It is what it is. His name is Bookham, and I do have that. I don't give a damn how he put it back. Without my name, y'all can't eat, or you all won't have a show. What I have to say about that is thank you, bro. Thank you. Because if that's what it took to get one, and I'm like that girl on what's the movie, y'all? You got to use what you got to get what you want. And if your ass came out and gave it to me, and I goddamn it got a show off of it, it is Mohegan. It is what the hell it is. After all of these people that book him, then try to that he uses and copy and depict and all this stuff, he gonna sit his there fat sunshine ass over there like he ain't doing the same thing what everybody else is doing. So it's gonna always be until I get ready to lay it to rest. A pap and goddamn Bookham show. All he got to do is stop coming out here showing his ass. That's it. And I don't have nothing to say. Basically, that's a no-brainer. 2+2. But we're gonna talk about that little video that he did riding her in the car, sitting out front of a house, and then the girl says, "Well, is it a pool out back? How you?" I mean, she said, "Is it a pool?" Now, either you're sitting in the front of the house that here we go again that you're potentially buying, or you're sitting in the back. Which one was it? Were you in the front of the house or were you in the back of the motherfucking house? Which one were you sitting there? To me, you would apparently think that he was sitting in the front of the house. And most people know that 9 times out of 10, you ain't gonna find no pool in the front of the house for him to see like that. That's just inaccurate. I'm sitting there like, here we go again. He always give me the juice, but whatever. Let's jump back to Shabazz. Shabazz says that it was funny, right? And the attorneys did this and he did this, and y'all don't know what I have. And I set the presidency. That's his motto. He likes to say that. And he's from the hood, and he's from this, and he spent time incarcerated, and he knows about the black niggerhood and all of this stuff, right? And it's a lot of people because he's out here under the umbrella of the black niggerish hood. Niggerish came from that other channel over there, but I had to steal that. So it is what it is on that. But I'm saying to myself, Joy is the one that everybody's looking for. Want to know about her well-beings and how she doing. And she still holds this Stockholm syndrome, and she's been brainwashed and yada, yada, yada. Now, just what if my thing is filled up. What if, just what if, and it's a possibility, and it's a strong possibility, that Shabazz went in to ruffle or attempt to ruffle Jennifer Bunjing's feather, because there's actual, in my opinion, proof. I went through all my paperwork till I read ran out of time, but if somebody can point me to the paperwork of where it was at, me and my good buddy, we were looking for it today, but it's so much paperwork and I can't remember which motion that it was put in, right, with Bonjean. Bonjean put in a motion talking about or emphasizing the fact that Joy, you guys remember that? Mr. Kelly's fiance, Joy. Y'all remember that? Because after that was put in there, the Queen came out and had an explosive tantrum, you guys. Yeah, she's not, and they not. Y'all remember that? Put a one in the chat if y'all remember that being notated in one of those paperworks. I just can't remember how far back it was. Might have been a couple, maybe 6 or 7 of them back that far. And Attorney Jennifer Bonjean put that in that paperwork. She implemented in that paperwork that Joy is now Mr. Kelly's fiance. An attorney put that in there. An attorney did. And then in order for an attorney to insert that in there, I'm like, well, wait a minute now. Is it possible that one, this attorney may know about Joy's whereabouts, her well-being, her safety, where she is, what she does? If they have to call her in there, do you think that it would be that hard for them to not find? It was about 8, right? It was a little bit far back in one of those paperworks, and I have to find it because I remember the readings of it, right? And then I definitely remember when the Queen came out here because the Queen wasn't having it. That's mommy. How dare Bonjean put that in there? These women, R. Kelly didn't claim, none of them like that, right? So you say, you got to look, look on there and tell me what paperwork it's in, please. Well, don't you go nowhere, though, Queen, because we going to get to you in book and bullshit, because I got something to say about that, right? I say something about that, too. But I'm thinking, Shabazz is kind of the last Mohican, the last outspoken one, right? What is it in particular could he possibly want from Jennifer Bonjean? One, yes, probably a story for his As Is Entertainment magazine. He wants to video record her in the same aspect that he did with Becker. He want to put him on display. So then now that gives him a little bit more attachment to his resume. He can something to brag about. It'll help. It'll help him try to become successful. So you seem like the type of woman who would say, get your ass alive. I'm not sure what you mean by that. IDM7. What you mean by that? Is that what do you mean by that? I'm not sure. Anyways, but make sure you hit the like button when you said that. Hit the like button. It's 92 people watching this chat. Hit the like button. Be one of the people that would like to hit the like button. That's all. So I'm thinking, well, is it possible that you, Shabazz, just wanted to get close for that one benefit to help him in his, it appears to me, a struggling career. I'm sorry, it's a struggling career. Anytime that you come out here and you spend, what was it, weeks and weeks and weeks on this one, and you not offering anything to the public to go visit of something current that he's doing, like what else do you doing? Did he not want support from the people for his magazine? Hey, go, other than it being on Amazon for the price that it was on. I'm like, wait a minute, your shit a little too high, bro. Your price is way too high. And I do need a battery in my carbon monoxide. So I don't want to hear y'all mouth talking about some, oh my God. Oh Lord, wait a minute. I gotta get this page off. Did y'all hear that beeping on her screen? Because you people dirty. Y'all just wait to go talk about somebody behind the back. If Pap got that damn beeping going on, it just started. So I'm getting a replay. I'm going to fix it tomorrow because I just heard it and it annoyed me. So I think that that's it. And 2, I think that because he's a straddler, And there's brownie points for him somewhere. I don't know where, I think that he wanted to get in and get a little bit information about, well, what's going on with Joy. That probably would have been one of his questions had he been able to get that close to Jennifer Bonjean, right, to start questioning her like he did Becker out there, or like he did with contacting the attorneys. Now, Shabazz made a statement about him, I think he did, and a whole lot of other people, right? Let's talk about what Booker made. I know for sure Booker made a statement about spitting fire, contacting this attorney Bonjean's office. No, you're contradicting and you're doing what you yelling at Sylvia about doing or whatever, right? Did you hear Bookham open his mouth up or anything about Shabazz? When Shabazz came out and said that he was in contact with all of the attorneys, he ain't said shit to that man. Not a goddamn thing. Nothing. Hello, Bookham. That's one of the reasons why Bonjean shut down her Twitter, because Shabazz was trying to contact her and talk to her, says he can pick up the phone any time. Shabazz, you challenged that nobody else would be able to speak to Jennifer Bonjean. And it's crazy. I don't out my people at all because I have integrity and I have trust. But Shabazz, and this on my mama, in my phone, there's quite a few people other than you that have actually spoken to Jennifer Bonjean. It is. It is, Shabazz. So you're not the only one. So you flattered yourself a little bit too much there, because I'm sitting here going, no, you didn't. And I'm sitting here reading these messages, right, between, and it's confidential, other people and Jennifer Bonjean, and your name wasn't on none of those messages, straight from one-on-one contact. So it wasn't just you. You use that because you feel like that you have this As Is Entertainment magazine up under your belt, and it was supposed to belittle people, I guess, on on the level that you keep stating that you are on a magazine. So that's how I feel about Shabazz. I really do think that you were trying to intimidate Bonjean with your aggressiveness, pushing her to give you what you wanted when you wanted it. And I think that you were pushing for an interview or something with her, just like you did. Greenberg came on your show, on your podcast, and Sisters, and so on and so forth. But Bonjean didn't bite. She took that back paw and kicked your butt right on back to where you came from. She did. And I think you got upset about it. And Greenberg connected them. Yeah, but she, according to the Twitter, she shut it all down. I didn't have nothing to do with it. Blah, blah, blah. Hi, Ivan. And blah, 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 blah. But don't come out here and sit like you was the only one that would be able to contact that woman. And I'm sitting here with a few people that has contacted that lady and had a humble conversation with her, asked her simple questions about some things, and went on about their business. So I think that you're trying to get close in there to find out where Joy may be. And I know you probably come out and tell the people that you know where she is and blah, 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 blah. But that's just my hypothetical guess on that. I'm not saying that it's factual. I'm saying that I don't know why, but one of them assalamu alaikum things, I went to sleep, and that's what the spirit gave me. You were trying to get close. You looking for Joy. You might be trying to help the other side, allegedly, on what Joy is. Now, Tim Savage's name came out, and they're looking for her, and they're looking for her, and they're looking for her. And I say that to say this, because in that paperwork, Jennifer Bonjean listed Joy as Mr. Kelly's fiance in the paperwork, black and white, written up, presented to the judge, and the government read that shit too. This is his fiance. Now, I say that to say this because they can kind of stop asking where she is, how she doing, what she doing, the Stockholm syndrome and the brainwash and all that stuff, right? I don't see Jennifer Bonjean sacrificing her integrity or her career to come in there and do all kind of wiki-washy stuff to cover Mr. Kelly's ass for her job or for her integrity. I don't think so. I think in order for her to imply or implement that Mr. Kelly is, or Joy and Mr. Kelly is now engaged some kind of way, and that shit like that happens. I don't think that she would have done that without making sure that she verified it through Joy. I think that she would have done that. It just sounds like that it would have been the appropriate thing to do before she would implement that in there, just because Mr. Kelly would have said so. I think that she would probably needed both of them admitting or agreeing to, is this what you guys are doing? Is this what you guys are? Because I want to add it in the paperwork. So when they keep asking, where is Joy? How is Joy? Is Joy okay? Is Joy this? Is Joy that? Go ask Jennifer Bonjean. That'll kill all of that shit. And if that doesn't work, in my humble opinion, I know that Joy is too old to have an Amber Alert, but at this point right here, and the stuff that they keep saying over there about she's kidnapped and she's brainwashed or whatever, put the pressure on the government. Make the government bring your child back and not Mr. Kelly, because he's gone. Do that. You can't put an Amber Alert out. She's above age. But yet then the same tricks and trades that they play with this Mr. Kelly thing, play it with the government. Call them out. Keep messing with them. You want a bag? That's one thing that I can't understand that. Mr. Kelly's gone. Now, put the pressure on Kim Fox. Put the pressure on all of the polices. And since they have not done anything, if they try to do so, then that should tell you that she's fine. She's fine. The reason why I say that is because we watched the Lifetime docuseries. We watched Presidency. We watched these women up and leave this man unharmed. No black eyes, no slit throat, no gun, bullet in the shoulder, no stitches in the poom poom. He ain't ripped that up either. Looked like he came home pretty safe and sound with the intact poom poom, whatever the case may be. But Joy was seen out shopping long time ago with Mr. Kelly. Yeah, she was. Let me see. Where is it? Here, let's get to this one. Yeah. TMZ put the story out that they seem to be okay. But the parents kept pushing the fact that she's brainwashed and she's this, and I can understand that. We haven't seen our daughter in years. In years. Shout out Spitfire. Shout out Spitfire. In years, right? Throughout those years, the government has been watching their videos. The government has heard their cry. They've heard it for 3 years. They have been broadcasting with Attorney Griggs. They have been on countless of TV programs for everybody to see. And all of these people that I watch around on all of these channels, enjoy this, enjoy that, enjoy this, enjoy that, and bring her daughter back. Now it's something about Glenda got her, and somebody else got her, and somebody else got her. Can you point out one person who's sitting on all of these lies that is agreeing with the Savages? Oh, and we feel this and we feel that, that has Have you seen them out here doing a goddamn hunt down for this girl? Have you seen these people out here even protesting, making noise for the cameras for a Joy? Because I ain't seen it. So is it that important? How do people sit on their screens or on these, even the podcast or the newscast, the shows that they have been on? The Savages been on this. Why haven't Gail and well, we can throw Oprah and Dr. Oz and all these people? Why haven't they put together something for a search or something? Because this is crazy. This is really crazy. But in case you guys don't remember the TMZ story that was put out, let's share it and go back down memory lane. What is she, like 24, 25, 26 or something like that? Now, they gonna be in, they gonna lose their minds if Joy ever comes around and ends up in that place where there is actually a priest or whatever that finishes that marriage up in there. What are you going to be screaming next? What are you going to say next? Is she still brainwashed that she went off to marry this man? Isn't that crazy? Anyways, I just don't get it. Here's a story that was printed out by TMZ a while back, right? Out and about in the public. I think Joycelyn took this story, and quite a few people was like, well, look how her head is pointing down, and look how she's doing this and this. This man, Mr. Robert Kelly, is out in public. He ain't got no mask on or nothing on. They talked about this. A couple of shows talked about this, right? And there's Joy shopping, looking at shoes, looking at this, looking at that, walking with a celebrity. A celebrity. Walking with a celebrity. He's trying to be out in the public, walking with a celebrity. In Nordstrom. No dungeon. Don't look like she's skinny, like an Ethiopian. So somewhere they eating. Kelly even got a stomach on here. I ain't gonna lie, he got a stomach on there, y'all. I ain't gonna even lie on that shit. Kelly got a stomach. It is what it is. Song, a sexy song, ain't, but of course, because he's Kelly, we're gonna make him sexy. And Bookham stomach ain't motherfucking sexy. Ain't sexy at all. You talking about Pap ain't sexy? Why? Because I'm not on here with my boobs out or in stilettos or with my weave down to my butt or a bunch of makeup on. That's gotta make me sexy, huh? Boy, bye. Perhaps the most famous of R. Kelly alleged brainwash sex slaves sure didn't look like a hostage to her situation late last month. That's what TMZ stated. Sure didn't look like a hostage late last month. But we got to remember that TMZ also is just a publicist. They just like to put out what they are seeing right now. They just gave you opinion on this delightful picture that you see up here. Joy's hair is combed. I don't know what's in that bag right there. Joy has this big old Apple phone in her hand. That's an apple right there. An apple in her hand. In her hand. Now, somebody explain to me, if Joy is only allowed to call Mr. Kelly, what the fuck does she need with a phone in her hand right there when she right there right with Mr. Kelly? What she need a phone for? So that tells me that Joy has a phone where she makes outgoing and incoming phone calls, probably to multiple people. There's no need for Joy, who is held hostage, brainwashed, Stockholm syndrome, to have a Apple phone in her man to only call Mr. Kelly when she's standing right beside. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. They're not allowed to have phones. And I'm sitting here looking at what is that, an iPhone 6? That's what it looked like. It's kind of small. That might be 6 or 7. Right there. It's right there in her hand. So I'm gonna have to believe that somewhere them parents may have had that number to that phone, but because they kept running the narrative about, we can't call, they don't have no phone, and she's in a dungeon, and she's trapped, and she's Stockholm syndrome, and we want to know if she's eating, and then this mall got a goddamn food court in it. And I'm pretty sure if Joy said, I smelt some pretzels and I want mine's buttery, that they probably stopped and he probably got her some, because he claimed this girl as a goddamn girlfriend, not a goddamn sex slave like you guys are sitting on here. Not you guys, the Savages and the Angelos and all these people, allowing the people who gave you a show use Black women to continue a show speaking about Allred or Jim Derrick-Eyes or Michael Avenatti or can't say Kim Fox. She just did the call. Kim Fox just made the call. All those people, all your white counterparts used your Black female to keep up their shows, their credits. Dr. Oz, Macy Grace, all of them did. But the worst of them all, according to what I've been reading and the stuff that which we're gonna get into a little video of Gloria Allred, right? Because she's so voiceful. She's the worst of them all. In my opinion, she needs to be boycotted. In my opinion, she needs to have an internal investigation on her as well. In my opinion, when it comes to this miscarriage of justice that's going down with Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, with Judge Donnelly, and it's just my humble opinion. Judge Donnelly right now is up in age. And when a person gets up in age, at some point, their job still means a lot to them. But I lose my job compared to maybe it's about 2-3 million up underneath the table for her. She's probably ready to take that down 2-3 million. Allegedly that, Gloria Allred might have had them written up. They always say follow the money, right? Follow the money and follow the politics, because that's where you're going to see a whole bunch of connections of what's going on. But in my opinion, because Gloria Allred is so involved with over 200 plus men being convicted because of her writing up these pre-statements for these women to come out to read, and all of them happens to say about a certain type of abuse. The lady that she went to represent against Donald Trump, she said that the sexual abuse was because not Donald Trump, but Cuomo. Is his name Cuomo? One of those guys, right? He kissed her on the cheek. But yet then there's pictures of I forget her name, she's posted up, right? And her son shared it as a happy time, I think on Instagram or Twitter or something. My mom is being kissed by the, what is it, Senate or something like that, right? I don't follow politics, right? And so the son or the daughter posted that up as a good thing. She's been ignoring him. She want to go work for him. All of these women that's heading out here into this corporation, Gloria Allred has to stop all of these men for sexual harassment. But yet then I fail to see Gloria Allred, who is possibly sitting on close to about maybe $2 billion. So I'm gonna push it up there real high, because she done been on a lot of cases, right? And why she ain't open up in a corporation and put up the New York governor, thank you, Capone, a bunch of women up in there so that they don't have to do it. I'm willing to bet that most of the women who she has pushed out here, because she knows that she's voiceful, she knows that she has that political tide game, people going to listen to her. She knows that she also probably have the money to funny money. She got that funny money. Yeah, right. To make, get people, persuade them into her perspective. This is what we have. So we want to keep this whole snowballing effect going about all of these women. And boy, it really boosts Gloria up. Now, because the law passed. You can be dead and all of a sudden resuscitated out your grave because you just remembered that John, when you was 12, did something to you. Go get you $12 million because Gloria got you back, and then go back in the grave, pass that money on, go back and die. Yeah, it's it's a law that, in my opinion, just should have never been passed. So now you have Bill Cosby that has to go through it again. I think they're going to knock it out the park because Mr. Wyatt is actually knocking it out the park, right? They're calling out the BS on it. The same thing that Attorney Jennifer Bonjean is preparing herself to do in the second court. So you just have to wait and see what happens with that. But let's go back to Joycelyn. They had obtained a video of Kale's. That's what it says, right? Let me see if I can blow this up so you guys can. I'm loving it. Blow it up some. Let's get it bigger. Let's get it bigger. Yeah, maybe that's big enough. There we go. It's an old article. They obtained the Kale's doing a little shopping. And when I looked into this shopping mall here, you can go in there. There's a lady there. There's some more people at the cash register. There's people shopping or whatever. The lady minding her business. She white. She didn't even recognize that was R. Kelly at all. She probably don't even know anything on the news about hearing this stuff, minding her business, stocking, making her check, right? It's funny. It's crazy. But you see them walking around Nordstrom, checking out products and acting super, super coolly. As far as we can tell, there is no indication the person who is sane like us, whoever it was from TMZ, walking around, so happy to capture Mr. Kelly. Oh, there's Mr. Kelly. Y'all know how the paparazzi. That picture. He didn't see nothing distressful. We're talking about a journalist or whatever from TMZ spotted Joycelyn and Mr. Kelly in Nordstrom. And this man came back to report that, according to him, he did not see any indications of being distressed or forced behavior on Joycelyn's end. They look more like they're dating. They didn't even want to accept that. I think that someone who is mentally sane like us, you would be able to detect some of that. And if this person who saw these two walking around in Nordstrom, taking pictures of them, I think that if this person would have seen something different or felt something different, remember, this person is around them snapping the pictures without the flash, and without the click on the camera. They got them expensive cameras that, get perfect pictures, but it don't click and don't, or maybe his phone, whatever the case, right? And I think that he would have reported that Joy looked distressed. Joy looked like her and R. Kelly looked like that they were in some, acting in different behavior or, things like that, right? If we go back up to the picture on here, Joy is looking at a pair of shoes that she may want. Speaking of that, because I got to throw it in, right? Because I went to the Nordstrom Rack downtown Chicago. Let me tell y'all this, right? Went with my BFF, y'all know her, Make. She in the chat, right? We was going out, right? And she was over doing the getting her makeup done at the Max, right? She was over at Mac, getting her makeup done. I browsed off to go over to the shoe area in Nordstrom, y'all. And I have that quality taste, right? I don't know how many of you guys are like that when you're shopping and about whatever, your eyes kind of catch something and I know when I pick up this stiletto, I know when I pick it up, it's going to be expensive, right? And I'm like, I got to have that shoe. I love this heel, right? I fell in love with this heel, y'all. And I was like, okay, depending on the amount, right? Because I wasn't prepared for it. I really wasn't. So I go over to the shoe thing and I pick the shoe up, right? I pick the shoe up. And where's the tag at on the shoe? It's always on the bottom, right? Sometimes in the medium range of a cost of a shoe, it's on the inside. Walmart, stay on the inside, some of them on the bottom. I flipped the shoe over, y'all. I'm like, okay, let me see. The lady, she's already coming over to me, right? I see her coming. May I help you? Not yet. Hold on a minute. Oh, oh. That's how I was. Can you help me? Yes, you can help me put this shoe back down on this thing because I ain't Beyonce today. The shoe, I promise y'all, was every bit, I must have been about $1,800. And I wanted that shoe so bad, y'all. But I was like, now, if the shoe would have, came in somewhere around 200, 400, or something like that, I'd have been like, out of sacrifice. I was like, okay, I got to get this shoe. But walking in the shoe section, I had passed up and I'm looking at all of the shoes, nothing caught my eye. So, but that shoe, I was like, I got to get that shoe. But no, I did not get that shoe for that amount of money because they would just sit in the closet and got dust on them. And the only thing that I can come out to say is that I got a shoe for $1,800 and I'm not supposed to do that shit, right? I'm going to get a shoe and pay that much for it. I'm going to have that shoe on at least every freaking day. But I realized on my way out of Nordstrom, let me go pick up one of the shoes that I passed by that I didn't like. It just didn't gravitate to me. The quality, the appearance of it, the texture of it, the color of it. So I'm like, let me see how much to pick that one up. I figured $69.99. I was like, that's why I just didn't have the taste for that, right? And it sucks, but I have adjusted myself to become not so bougie anymore. Blew it down. I had my fun with that run. It's over with. But back to this. This is a TMZ. Apparently, a guy who decided, spotted them out, said that he didn't see any distress or forced behavior on their end. As he reported, Joycelyn's family, they're the only ones that's doing this. Not the police, not Kim Fox, not the president, not Gloria Allred, not nobody. Nobody else is out here that's talking about Joy is Stockholm syndrome, brainwashed, distress, held in a cult, nothing, nobody. Why? You would think as much of this that Tim and Joycelyn has done on their streams and on these podcasts out here, that there would have been a whole lot of concern, much more than them about Joy. Not even all of the people that supports her, none of them has come out to do a walk for this girl. Missing. Joy is missing. Drunk Larry sits over there, had his premeditated plan for. Azarel had her premeditated plan, which was kick off a fight. And I was just worried about Joy, and I just wanted to go in there and get her. Azarel wasn't a bit more worried about no damn Joy, a bit more than how she got upset because Joy had visitation rights and Kelly had, to swap them out, give each of them some different time. If she'd have cared about that girl, she wouldn't have had no attitude towards Joy being able to, Mr. Kelly and Joy switching the time out so that Joy can have a moment to go in with him. When Mr. Kelly wanted to switch them out, that girl attitude kicked in so severe, it was crazy. Why? Would you want Joy? Since you want to save Joy and you cared about Joy, and I knew he was doing all of this and doing all of that, you say they only went to Macy's. Why? She never liked that girl. She never liked Joy. Azarel, and with the letter that's out here and her parents saying, go and entice him, he don't like it that way or whatever, it clearly shows that Azarel literally were trying to narrow it all the way down to her, in my humble opinion. She wanted everybody out the way. In my humble opinion, she probably assumed that there was going to be another Miss Kelly. I'm saying that because if you listen to Mr. Kelly's music very closely, Most of his music, not all of it, is made off of a woman's ways, how we are, things that we say, relationship conversations, and things like that. I think that, in my opinion, these women took his words from his songs, it just made them personally, internally to themselves. Oh, like, oh, this is how he feels about me. I think Lisa Van Allen says that, he made song for her, the hair braider, and man, their heads blew up. And they want to sit about here to myself. If they ain't got no song, they ain't get no songs made. Hell, thanks to y'all. Yeah. So he appreciates you. He thank you by being around him listening to how they communicate, how they might dance, or how they talk to each other, what they wear, or how they hold their hair. You build most of his lyrics up in there, and I'm sure he appreciate those women for that. So you did get something out of it. You should be thanking his ass. Thank him, because he made it notice to you guys. The hair braider, hair braider, which I like the song, but I wasn't really that good, on that song. As far as we can tell, I'm going to keep saying it, there is no indication of distress. I think that if this man here would have, or woman, because I don't know which I don't know what it was, man or woman, felt that there was something wrong with Azriel, I don't think that these people would have stood there. Normally, it's usually someone from the outside that will run to the police officer or somewhere and make a comment, something isn't right, or he's holding her this, or he's doing that there. He doesn't have her gripped tightly in this picture at all. None, not at all. She's just having fun. She got clothes on. Look at that. She got a shirt on. She got jeans on. I mean, I can understand it. She got her shades on, which is probably some Versace's and or all that stuff. She got a lipstick on, but they say no, she's not doing well. We want to know. We want to know. Tim wants to know. Tim wants to know. Did he sit over there in somebody correct me, but I could have sworn Tim Savage sat over there and said that Joycelyn Savage and Gerald Griggs is siblings. Did anybody else hear that? Because I'm going to have to go back and watch that over there. I could have sworn he said that Joycelyn and Griggs is sisters and brothers. I'm going to have to go back and check that out. But I'm almost 99.9% sure that he said that. Then I go back and I look at their faces, right? I'm like, you know what? There's some kind of resemblance there in the face. As we've reported, Joycelyn's family insists that Joycelyn is brainwashed, says that she is now a part of his alleged sex cult. I got to go back and listen to it, Capone, but I am almost pretty sure that that's what Tim Savage has said when he came on the show of Across the Street. I'm pretty sure, and you know what? I'm going to listen to it tomorrow because I could have sworn he didn't say brother-in-law, but he did say they got matching heads. They do, Tanea. They do. And I was like, oh, hell no, wait a minute. But I'm going to fact check that shit and find out. I'm going back to listen to that Tim Savage when he popped up on that live over there. And I could have sworn he said her brother. Mm-hmm. So, and the only way to find that out is to know what's Joycelyn's maiden name when she was in the college. You know, when they met together, when they were sweethearts before they were married. What was her maiden name? And she says now it's a part of the alleged sex cult. Well, she denies that claim herself, talking about their daughter. Their daughter says that she is not in a sex cult. Her daughter says plenty of times that this is where I want to be. Her daughter had ample of time of going home. The Savages have had enough publicity out here for everybody who feels their wound, who feels what they're going through, to get your butts out there and go do a walk and see how that works out for you guys. I'm just saying though, as nice, they do got them heads together. I'm sorry. but her family continues to believe that she is being held against her will. Now, apparently, I believe that Joycelyn has decided to, you know what it is, ain't much we can do about it. We'll wait and hope to hear from her. But they have really, I think, confused her, saddened her. They did a whole bunch of things to their daughter that is going to take some time for her to decide. I also heard Tim Savage make a statement on that live that Joy has reached out to a family member a little while back. That was his answer to this synopsis of what he keeps putting out here, that we haven't heard from her, that we want to know if she's doing well. He sat there on that live and says that she contacted somebody, I think of the grandmother or something. Now, who's to say that Joy is not contacting people in her family, but that part of the family just don't mess with Joy or Tim? Maybe they're holding her confidentiality through communications to themselves. Maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe that's what they're doing. But I don't know, y'all. This shit was crazy. It's crazy that I read this though and claim that he gave an underage girl the STD on top of keeping her captive. There's another story there. Secretly recorded woman is being suing him. So let's move on, because that's enough of that. Whatever and however this turns out with Joycelyn, because I would not want to not hear from my daughter. But we all have children out here, and sometimes they're going to make those decisions. They're going to make those decisions to be with whomever. At that time, Mr. Kelly was not 50, 53, 54, 55. Just like how Faith Rogers, what's her name? Gloria Allred comes out to say that, oh, who would date any man in there? What does a 50-year-old want with a 19-year-old? That's Gloria Allred said. And I watched that on the Dr. Oz show. And I'm sitting here saying, but wait a minute, Dr. Oz, ain't you going to sidebar? Ain't you going to object to this shit? Ain't you going to throw up in Gloria Allred's face? Just hold up, Allred. Just to put an example, I know it's old. And I know at some point it's nothing you can do about it now because nobody really pressed the issue on it. But I would have sat there with Gloria and be like, hold up, baby. Presley and Priscilla, hold on. But no, he sat there and allowed Gloria Allred to, to just spew out what she wanted to spew out about the age difference in an adult legal person on his show. And that was just crazy. That was just crazy. I don't think that your government is going to sit out here. When I say government, the authorities. I don't think that Jennifer Bonjean is going to be representing Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, knowing that Joy is still trapped in a dungeon, or Joy is being held captive or brainwashed. Joy showed up to court represented with her own attorney. They can seek it that way. Now, I ain't saying they may be short on money or however, their resources are limited. They had an attorney named Gerald Griggs. Joy had an attorney downtown at that freaking building and coming out that door with her as she was trying to get in that SUV with the distractions of her mom and her sisters. That attorney, Gerald Griggs, could have did attorney to attorney. He could have done that. It was just that simple. He is an attorney. You have access to look up and find addresses and phone numbers and everything he wanted to do to speak to Joy's attorney. We just want to know if Joy is okay. Is Joy in a dungeon? Is Joy being held captive? According to you being around Joy, which you and observing her, do you think that she's in the Stockholm syndrome? Do you think, has she talked about being a sex cult or any of that? He could have had that. Where now he could have took this back to his client, allegedly sister, allegedly brother-in-law, yes, and said, okay, you know what? I spoke to her attorney. She's fine. Instead of being out here keeping up all of this goddamn niggerism act. Yeah, it's crazy. Because had Joy been my daughter, that's exactly what I would have done. Knowing now that Mr. Kelly is in jail, just confirm to me right now she's okay, so that I can stop coming out here looking stupid in front of the public. Numerous of talk shows, none of them came out to help you, Tim and Joy. None of them have created any massiveness, outbreak, or outrage with the authorities. The authorities ain't budged on your account because she is grown now. But there's other things that you guys can do. There's other things that you can do, but you refuse to not do so because you, I guess, made a choice to be in the public. To each his own. To each his own. Let me see. Let's get on over here to this one right here. This Dr. Oz. I just need to speak on Dr. Oz for a minute because Dr. Oz, is running, I guess, also for a political position. He's leaving his show if he has not left his show by now, and his daughter is going to now be the talk host of the Dr. Oz show, right? So Dr. Oz and his wife had a phone call, and they forgot to mute the button, hang it up clearly. So the person that they were talking to was overhearing Dr. Oz and his wife chitter-chatting because people forgot to actually hang all the way up or hit the mute button or whatever. So she comes out to report that how Dr. Oz's wife was over there calling, she calling the girl reporter a effing liar, you guys. She was hearing all this, so she couldn't wait to come back out here and blast this shit on the news, out here for the public to see and read and everything, right? But Dr. Oz, of course, because he's swift on his feet, he had a swift response to that, but basically he just said what she said. He was like, yeah, what she said. That was the end of that. But Dr. Oz set up with Faith Rogers on his show. A lot of questions came through. Once again, Gloria Allred bombarded that show, as she should a little bit because that's her attorney. And I don't want my client to overspeak or say some things that we haven't agreed on her to say, or that her and her client had not previously discussed. Everybody knows that Faith Rogers was once the client of, what's the lady name, you guys, who is now, I think she may be serving time now. She got a lot of years or something for the fraud thing that went down with her. I had her name written down. Woo or Foo or something, right? Black lady, right? So that was the first one who was just not a good attorney for her. And then you have Gloria Allred, who dropped her. Or she dropped her. Either way it goes, they're not together anymore. After Gloria Allred came out and put out this girl's STD information. Now, I don't know how many of you guys watched that video very carefully, because I did. No, Lavelle, no, right? I don't know how many of y'all watched it, right? And I don't have the video up. But in that video, I challenge you guys to go back and watch what Gloria Allred, and this is not to saving face for Faith Rogers at all. But if you watch that video very carefully, right? Faith Rogers never initiated the fact that she had herpes on that show, allegedly. I don't know if she had it or not. Gloria Allred did that. Gloria Allred exposed that Black girl. She did. Faith Rogers just sat there and had to roll with it. I'm pretty sure that this girl did not want to have her health issues exposed that way. When Gloria Allred took the initiative to bombard that interview as well on Dr. Oz, Faith, up until halfway through it, had not spoken anything about freaking herpes. Gloria Allred, well, let me tell you how, he infected her with this genital herpes. That was Gloria. Then in the end of it, coming out to the end of it, Faith had to run with that shit. She had to run with that. You know how she ran with that? By telling Dr. Oz that, well, yeah, and he didn't, and we didn't know, and this is how I cure it up. When all of you guys know, when it comes down to what was the contraceptive that she used, she used the contraceptive that she was on, and this or that. I don't have many outbreaks. Now, what Gloria Allred failed to do on behalf of the public out here was talk about how she was going to make sure that Faith Rogers and her other client, I believe, Rhonda, all of them was going to be listed and walking around, with their tag on, because they accused Mr. Kelly for not notifying them of this alleged herpes that he gave it to them. Like he should be walking around with it tattooed on him, right? So I'm wondering, will she come out to make sure and tell the world, to keep the public safe, that these women, well, she already told you that they're diagnosed with it, right? But will you guarantee to the people out here that you've had them registered, and you're going to make sure that when they pick up their next guy friend or whatever, you're going to be there to tell them guys that, yeah, she got the genital herpes. She had a contraceptive that she said that she used, so she doesn't have that many, she don't have an outbreak or whatever. We're talking about genital herpes, genital area, right? So let's talk about that, Gloria. Allred, let's talk about that, because Mr. Kelly is incarcerated. And not once in any of these papers here have I heard or read, I should say read, anything about the government stating any type of medicine that Mr. Kelly is prescribed for it, for his outbreaks. That would be more proof to it. They don't address that. And I understand that that's his HIPAA law. And I definitely understand that. But for them to say that, and we don't have any confirmation, no statements, no nothing, and they're write-ups. Well, we know for sure that Dr. Gizmo went into the NDC on so-and-so, or the NDC medical thing, went to seek Mr. Kelly for that type of condition. He's been in there 3 years. 3 years. So, in my opinion, there ain't no need to keep trying to, he got the herpes. He got the herpes for what? He got all right then. He ain't had no outbreak, because I'm pretty sure they'd have went in there and served him up something, some what you call that? Not the Motrin, I don't know medicine, y'all. I'm so bad with medicine. Some type of cream, something. And you mean tell me ain't nobody, Shabazz, you mean tell me that man that you brought on your show over there that was across the street, across the cell from Mr. Kelly, he ain't tell you nothing about he seen Kelly with no cream or nothing, because they shit is out. They shit is all out. Ain't no cabinets, ain't no lockups in those cells. Everything on like a little desktop and everything. You mean tell me ain't nobody done walked past yet, Shabazz, to report to you that they done saw some cortisone or something laying up in there, bowel tracks, yeah, something. Nobody reported none of that shit. Nobody. Cause you knew the guy. What was his name? Shabazz said that guy's name was that was on your that you did. Who was that? Who's that boy? He ain't seen none of that. They ain't seen none of that shit, y'all. You can't hide that stuff up in your room. You walk past, you, ooh, what is that? You know, let me walk. Kelly, let me borrow you know, let me, you man, you got a stamp or something, and you go in there, and you look for the yes on the desk. Let me spot something. Man, I'm going, you know, they're gonna run down to child. Man, you the Kelly, somebody break got some type of this cream or something up in there. You ain't heard none of that. None of that. And it's obvious that it would have got out though, Shabazz, because the boy that came on and was giving all this information that stayed across the sale from Kelly, he was all up in there. My buddy, cool. He ain't seen nothing. He ain't seen nothing, Shabazz, because you can't hide nothing. And you already know because you've been incarcerated, what, 7 years? And you said that in 7 years that you be taking care of y'all. How you take care of your kids in 7 years? What you do up in there? Sell stamps? What you do up in there to make money to send it out? You was in the child cooking. That didn't pay a lot of money. Not know how many kids you say you got, about 20. You say you got 20 kids. You spent 7 years incarcerated. And on them in 7 years, and they let you out, Shabazz, you either came home with probably about $1,000 on your Visa card, maybe 1,000 for 7 years, maybe 1,000. You stay 10 years, you might have grabbed you 2,000. You stay 20 years, you might get 3,000. That's maybe. Talk your shit though, Shabazz. Talk your shit. You was in there doing something. You selling stuff. You doing some shit up in that damn jail. I take care of all my kids. Not the 7 years that you were gone. Not unless you had you some work out on the street. I don't know. I don't know your pimping skills. I don't know. I don't know all that till you say it. Until you said it, that's how I know it. But that's all I wanted to say, about, with Dr. Oz. I just shout out to Dr. Phil, because Dr. Phil was like, hey, they ain't give me the truth. They didn't want to tell, I don't know the truth. Dr. Phil never ran with that shit. So he's like, let it go. But what people will do for monies and ratings and stuff out here is just insane. Dr. Oz, you knew that there were more questions to ask on that show. He knew it was. But because Gloria Allred is so voiceful, right? Scared, what, she gonna slap you a lawsuit? I think that's what Dr. Oz was. You say back then, maybe 25, Gemini, maybe tops 25. And I want to even cut that in half at $12.50. I want to cut that in half at $12.50, but yeah, Dr. Oz, I think he choked on that show. I think that he could have gotten a better unbiased a commentary out to the people, a show out to the people. He allowed Gloria Allred to run that show. And if you don't believe me, I'm going to show you partial of her show that she does, right? That she does. And how she tries to control over this one guy that she sits with. Let me see if I can get it back up, you guys. My bad, because my stuff closes out after it's open a length of time. So I have all my stuff on this big old safety thing. So when I open up something and it's information in there, it's timed, and it will shut it all down. So I got to reopen it back up. Let me see, where you at, girl? Let me show y'all how aggressive she can be, right? And this guy was making some valid points. I do not own, can I get a disclaimer up in the chat room, mods, please? Yeah, I do not own the rights to this video, but I just wanted to show you guys her demeanor. And I'm willing to bet that if someone who has this control in politics or the power or whatever to be, Gloria needs to be audited. Gloria office needs to be going through an internal investigation, needs to be done. And that's just my opinion. I think that she just does her job based on the fact that, one, we all know it's money. Two, she talks about her abuse. She talks about what she's been through, and she didn't want another woman to go through it. She only helping a lot of women to put a lot of men away. But I'm wondering, when is she going to bring her guy who sexually assaulted her or abused her up on charges? I would like to see her shit go down in the courtroom. I would, the same way that she brought these people out to help put Mr. Kelly on display. I do. Put yours out there. But let me tell y'all who she had this interview with, right? And I'm going to put myself on mute for a minute. I do not own the rights to this video. This video is being used for educational purpose only. This ain't no goddamn entertainment moment here. I'm going to show y'all how she get down. Hold on, let me mute me.
Today, Gloria Allred, thank you so much for making the time.
Nice to see you and nice to meet you, Patrick.
Pleasure meeting you. You got a wonderful documentary out, by the way, that came out.
Thank you very much. Seeing Allred, which is now streaming on Netflix. I'm just very.
It's gonna shut me down, y'all. It won't let me play it. Seen Allred. You guys are gonna have to go check this video out. Yeah. It's not gonna let me play it. It's not gonna let me play it. Y'all gotta check that video out.
Thankful to
well, wait a minute.
By the producers and support by Netflix. It's a powerful story.
Wait a minute. Yes,
they wanted to do a story of, my battle for women's rights, which I've been battling for 42 years with the leading women's rights law firm in the United States. What I really wanted to do was to help to empower women and minorities, individuals who are lesbian or gay or transgender as well, to stand up against injustice, to know that they don't have to suffer in silence, that they have legal rights, they can assert those rights, and we can protect those rights and we can vindicate those rights, sometimes in a confidential settlement, sometimes in a court of law, sometimes by just supporting them if they wish to speak out publicly and have their voice, depending on what it is they want to say and what their goals are. And the point is, Patrick, that women and minorities, for the most part, are not going to suffer in silence anymore. They are going to stand up. They are going to make those who have wronged them, who have inflicted injustices on them, accountable in some way. Because I always say, Patrick.
Now, keep in mind, she has had abuse, single parent. She was a single parent for a while, but not once, because I've been digging, can I find a case going on with Allred against her abuser? Nowhere. I don't see it. It's not too late, Gloria. Allred can bring her accuser up. Now, either he may be dead or whatever the case, I don't know, because I can't find it. I'm like, okay, well, who, what's his name? Where is he? But what she did was decide to join forces, come out here, put her name out real big. You get a kiss on the lip, that's sexual harassment. If you get a hug from work, and your chest might press in a little bit harder on the man, and 10 years later, that's sexual harassment, that's sexual assault. Can't do that. Gloria's going to help you out. Now, do I believe sexual assault is wrong? Absolutely. Do I believe that it happens a lot in these corporations out here? Yes, I do. Do I believe that there's another way of handling it, another way than the way that Gloria Allred is handling? And that is pushing these women that is years old, because the laws have changed. Come forward, do this, file this claim. We're going to help you. I can help you. I can help you get millions. I can help you, right? Of course, it's going to cost you a couple of millions, but she can help you to help satisfy like her ego. I feel like that she's doing this to also satisfy her ego, as well as helping women, because some of them do. I'm totally, and I'm sorry, against this new law. I'm against you wait 90 years and you want to come back out here and say Jim Bob Doe then kissed you on the cheek. I'm sorry. I ain't for that shit. I'm not for that, right? Sometimes you just got to leave well enough alone, which is sometimes we are kind of conditioned to be that way. But thanks to Gloria Allred, nope, you could be 100 years old. Call her up and she's going to help you. She's going to sit on you. She's going to have you sit on, do Q&As with her, bring out your life, like they did, put your whole life on display. That's something that happened 90 freaking years ago that you can barely remember. She feels very strongly about going in and winning her cases. We saw how Mr. Kelly case went down with some of these Jane Does who came forth, whom she says that she represented. We saw Faith Rogers. We saw Lisa Van Allen sit up there with her story. We saw Lizette sit up there with her story. Hell, we even saw God darn Hair Braided with her freaking story, right? Even though she had we saw Gloria Allred sit up there with that man that says that he got that tape out that freaking attic. And why is it that everybody that she talked to, she scoots them in close to him? That's making sure that you can read what I done pre-wrote up for you, because it's not their own words. It's not really how they feel. It's not their tone. They have a story, but Gloria Allred has a better story. This is what we need to sell right here. Do it my way. It's more convincing. We can sell that. But listen to how we're going to just go a few minutes in on this one. And he kind of addressed her some. He was standing his ground a little bit to her, but she is overbearing. She speaks very boldly, very loudly, very forceful. So, and Geronda, yes.
That the cost of the wrong should not be borne by the victim. It should be borne by the wrongdoer. And we're here to make sure that the wrongdoers face consequences, and they have to pay the cost of the wrong, not the victim.
I've heard you say that so many times. And one of the things when I watch you, Gloria, and the part that I have respect for you. Politically, we may be in complete different sides politically ourselves. I live in Texas. I used to live in California 25 years. There are things I agree with you. There are things I don't agree with.
Well, I hope you agree with equal rights for women under the law.
This is the part I do want to make the point with you. You have a love-hate relationship. Men, some men are, oh my God.
Now, let me pause it right there, because she talks about the equal rights under the law for women, which we all know that we were gained the access to vote. We were gained the access to be diversified in all of the incorporations out here. You name it, everywhere. There's women, there's men, right? It wasn't enough for her. She had to push it to. She wants more equal rights when it has to do with hiring females without being probed, without having flirtatious gestures towards them and things like that, right? That's the job that I guess she picked up, adopted. That's what she wanted to do, save the women. Now I'm sitting here, and Gloria Allred income is very high. It's very high, you guys, enormously high. She's a big power attorney. She went after Donald Trump, okay? Tried to sue him. I'm not sure if she won it or not, but one would ask yourself, this is just me, because I think outside the box, since you want to protect all of the women. And of course, since she's fallen up under the suit of the LGBTQ and the Time's Up and all of that stuff, right? She's up under all of that stuff, right? And I'm thinking, but wait a minute. Since they feel that way about it, go build them. Go build in corporations. Go build it in all of the women that you have brought out to slay their personal, life out here in public, right? Because she feels that you should be talking. You got to tell it, right? Not just go and find you personal, your own attorney quietly in the office. I want to file this without it all being publicized. But I get it. In order to make a movement, you got to publicize it. That's what she's trying to do. Go put all of those women in a building. But just go take them away from the men, and that'll solve the problem. But it wouldn't benefit Gloria, though, because, she wouldn't be making as much money as she does. Why didn't Dr. Oz bring Allred back to ask her, why don't she represent Faith Rogers anymore? What happened? Is it something that she didn't believe? How do you not represent this girl after you brought her out here to publicize that she has a genital herpes? Because Faith didn't say it, y'all. It was Gloria. It was Gloria. Gloria Allred put that shit out here about those girls. Jim Derrick Goddess put that shit out here about the Black females. They did. They did that shit. The Black females. Like they gave a damn. Like they gave a damn. The Lifetime docuseries isn't the only program that you watch where you have heard anything about anything drastically happen to Black girls. We've had Black young girls on your grocery store boards when you walk in there missing. Where was Jim Derrick Goddess? Jim Derrick Goddess teaches at a school in Chicago, or Jim Derrick Goddess actually, what was he working for the Sun-Times at some point in the other newspaper thing? How many articles do you think that his co-workers published that said that Black girl missing, kidnapped in the alley of so-and-so? He didn't make interest of that. You don't see anything of that at all. I can't understand that. And all of these people who did these Q&As out here with their bias as QAs because they wanted to lean the narrative one direction. Without even knowing these people, you brought them on their show. And granted, hate Mr. Kelly, but don't be biased in your Q&As. It's just wrong. Now it makes you not look good, and it makes the person that you ask those questions for to not look good. Neither one of them look good, because you know good goddamn well Jim Derrick Goddess cared one damn bit about Black young girls out of Chicago. His list of surviving a Black girl, Jim Derrick Goddess, would have been as long as this shit of what he did to Mr. Robinson West. Why he's the only one? The only thing he gonna have on his resume is Mr. Kelly. That's it. Not where no other people, no other Black girls on there. Man, get up out of here. And I promise you today, he ain't saved nobody else after the Lifetime docuseries dropped. Can anybody in the chat room know another girl that he talking about now? That we can go and look up and read that he's saving? Anybody? Are there any more teenagers? Where is the 13, 14, 15-year-olds at? They're done? This is it? We just gonna do Lifetime and we're done with that. Give me your check, we done. Give me my check, we're done.
Guys, she just wants to go out there and get the media, and she just wants to get the media attention, and that's all she wants to do.
Yeah, and I know there are some men who would like women to be silent.
But I want to say something about,
but
Gloria, I want to say something about that. And then there's the other side that women are glad that you are defending them. And I want you to know, for me, I have a mother, I have a sister, an older sister, and I have a daughter now. Mm-hmm. I have a 2-year-old daughter now. So for me to know if anybody was representing my daughter, it's going to be you.
Thank you.
If I'm going to call anybody to represent my daughter, it's going to be you. But going back to it.
I felt there was a but coming.
This is the but.
Okay.
I think you're a true believer.
I am a true believer.
And I think you're a true believer for reasons that we talk about on this channel a lot, is because of life-changing events that happen to you. And then Gloria becomes Gloria.
Single parent, you know, supporting a little girl, teaching full-time at Benjamin Franklin High School, commuting 2 nights a week from Philadelphia to New York to earn my master's degree at New York University, and also teaching 2 nights a week at the Cerebral Palsy Foundation. Mm-hmm. You know, the other 2 nights commuting by train to New York. It was, you know, quite a challenge in those days, but when you're in your 20s and you know you have a responsibility, you have to do what you need to do and to make it in this world. And this world is not easy, but, you know, I just assumed responsibility for my daughter, and I'm glad that I did.
More power to you for doing that. But the part I want to get to
Nobody was going to die and leave me any money.
Well, you were definitely
have to, you know, teach full time at all boys high school.
Watts.
Yeah, it was all African American high school, but the kids were wonderful. And even though they were poor,
it was all
poor kids also want to have an education. They want to do better in this world. So they have a right to well-qualified teachers.
What caused you to have these beliefs? Like, if you go back, growing up with your parents, I know your dad was a salesperson, your mom was a stay-home mom, and your dad was a hard-working man going door to door, the whole story.
Door-to-door salesman, hard life.
Where did you form your political beliefs?
Well, when you say my political beliefs, you mean my belief that women should be treated with respect and dignity and be afforded equal rights under the law, that your daughter, your 2-year-old daughter, should not be discriminated against on account of her gender in education, in employment,
yeah.
in business, or anywhere else, and that she should be afforded equal rights under the law? Is that what you mean? That she shouldn't be the victim of injustice,
I don't think
sexual violence?
I don't think most people would disagree with that. I think most people
Well, where
support
did I
that.
form those? I guess it goes back to my life experience. And when I understand that what happened to me as a woman, inability to collect court-ordered child support on time or in the amount that was ordered, sex discrimination on my first job, Kimball Brothers department store, being paid less
Actually,
because I was a woman than a man was.
said that she went through the sexual harassment on her first job. So that would tell you that this is where all of this stuff is triggering from Gloria. Single parent. Parents put pressure on her, make money, build a life, so she wouldn't have to raise her child in poverty. She made up in her mind she was going to be filthy damn rich by any means necessary. Went to college, got her degrees and everything, and went on. I wonder who her first client was. I want to know who her first client was. I have to dig back so far for that stuff. But anyways, yeah. Now she is in a pursuit of happiness. Living, bandaging her old wound through somebody else's pain. Because she puts them all on display. Which I ain't down for, man. It ain't cool. It's not cool. You guys got to go finish checking this video out. This is the Gloria Allred, most feared woman in America. In America. Just the title alone makes me cringe. Yeah, through corruption, through conniving, through living through the root of evilness of money. Yeah, she ain't got enough. It's not enough. But had I learned about her doing her job just a little bit more different, I can appreciate her being the attorney for valid women. But in my opinion, it seems that the research that I've done and the clients that she has had has just been on bullshit. And as an attorney, if you can't decipher bullshit from the truth because you want a check, I can't sway with that. And I think that she needs to be internal investigated. I think that all of her paper, everything, her connections, everything needs to be ran through because that's the only way to bring her down. When I saw what happened with the governor, right, and this lady says, I think I still may have that too, y'all. I might have it in there, but it's getting kind of late and I got to get into me some bookum shit, y'all. I don't know what y'all talking about, but yeah, I'm like, it disgusts me. It really disgusts me. Seriously. I try not to let things bother me mentally. So that's why I use the word it disgusts me. It made my stomach turn. Like, go sit down. Go sit down. You knew that man that you brought on national TV talking about, he just so happened to be cleaning his attic and he popped the tape in and then get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. For that, she needed to come back and say, I apologize to the public out here because I misrepresented someone that after finding out this things just wasn't true. Integrity to the people, integrity to the attorney code of ethics, all this shit. And come back out and bring Faith Rogers. Tell the people why that you're not representing her after you sat on Dr. Oz and exposed this girl genital herpes to the whole wide world, claiming that she has it. And then to sit there, Dr. Oz in this woman. Macy Grace is a whole nother story. Macy Grace just because she's another one that needs to come back out and have an apology publicly to these people the same way they did on TV. If they don't owe it to Mr. Kelly, they owe it to themselves based off their integrity. Sucks. It really is. Yeah, fevers and the Baltimore girls. You know good God darn well. And this is going to lead us into our booking program part of the show for about 30 minutes. The Baltimore girls, right? Baltimore. Gloria Allred. She brought them on her show. She did. Hey, Charlotte. She brought them on the show. And you know, we was under the influence of it and all this goddamn BS, right? And Gloria, what did she do? She got them all pulled close to them too. Got a script wrote up for the Baltimore girls who just blowed one before they even sat down. All that shit probably had Gloria puffing too. Puff, puff, passing in the back. This is what we gonna do, because we got to make this shit look good. We going on, y'all going on national TV? Y'all be on national TV. And what she say, y'all? What the one girl who booked him, no? That was the one that allegedly, when he left out the hotel and told everybody that Mr. Kelly was up top, him and Kip, he went over there to the club and all that shit. That's where that story come in, that allegedly. But Bookham says that Gloria Allred contacted him. I wish I could bring my Facebook page. Have y'all seen that video? Have many of y'all seen that video? And I told Gloria she can suck my dick. Yeah, that's what he told. It was a man in the background up on that hit the link. This is on I know it's Facebook. I know I have that video, right? But I'll have to. Gloria Allred contacted Bookham. And Bookham told Gloria Allred that she can suck his dick. First of all, how the hell did Gloria Allred get your number? From the Baltimore chick? How in the hell does a political high-powered ass attorney call him Booker? Well, what's called you for, Booker? What for? She called you, you said, asking you some information or some bunch of bullshit you went over there and said that lie. And you go screaming. I told her she could suck my dick. I'm sitting over here like, boy, you know you ain't told that goddamn attorney that shit and hung up that phone. And she could come and see me. How somebody gonna come see you and your ass is moving around just 3, 4, 5 months? Ain't you getting ready to buy another house? Because I still got that date of that first house, October 31st, 2020, nigga. You ain't never bought that damn house. Never bought that damn house. Went over there front and stuff. Now I highly doubt, because you record everything. And you know Gloria Allred ain't watching your goddamn channel and nobody else is out here, right? And you know if you'd said all that shit to Gloria, and as much clout as you be wanting out here, if you'd have said that to Gloria and been recording that shit and replayed it back, nigga, your ass would have blew up to almost 10,000 subscribers right about now. But you ain't say that shit. So deep, bitch. You ain't even. Booker, I ain't gonna lie. I rewind that damn video back because I be busting up on that shit. I told Gloria, you ain't told Gloria shit. Shut your ass up, that damn lie. Just shut it up. Now, I'm trying to understand if it was a pool in the front of the house or a pool in the back of the house. I'm gonna take you a step further though, bro. As you said, you potentially might be trying to buy a home in this area. I'm just trying to see what it's like. What the fuck what you looking at? The grass? What are you looking at? The house that was potentially fake for sale? Because I'm pretty sure the area that you were in, not one of them houses on that block got a goddamn for sale sign out in that front yard. Not one. I'm pretty sure it did. Because that man you was talking to, you know what? He would have said it. Oh yeah, that one there right there for sale. That nigga ain't saying shit either. But book, they have what they call real estate resources. So anything that you're looking for, you can sit right in the comfort of your home and read about it. The square footage, how many bedrooms, swimming pool in the front or the back before you sit your ass on your screen and tell them people that you looking at the pool. Where you at? In the back of the goddamn home? You in the back of the damn house, sitting in the car. Thinking of some stuff to say about One Pap and Queen Diva, or you call her now Queen Diva, which I have no clue what you're talking about. That's Queen Diva's business. But here's something I'm going to tell the people of what you are trying to do about One Pap, that you're losing time on. I'm willing to bet that you spend countless of hours looking for Pap. You spend countless of hours going through Instagram threads and Twitter threads and hoping that you can see Pap name attached to some shit. You know what's foul about this, boy? You told those people to show up on your channel 7:30. You got big news, big news, clickbait. You know how you blamed it on Choke No Joke over there. Oh, it's clickbait. You good with that clickbait shit. Now, I said that I didn't like to talk about people in the chats because I usually don't focus on all the names and stuff in the chat. But this one, boy, in your chat, yeah, she caught my eye. Only reason why I can't address her like I want to, because she need a channel to do so. So you tell Miss Lovely over there, whatever her name is, Lovely something, get a channel so Pap can come at and rebuttal back to her ass on all the little questions that she kept trying to push out over there to you to get you to engage in about some goddamn Hollywood Next who I don't give two fucks about either. None. I don't watch Hollywood Next. I don't follow nothing that Hollywood Next do. I stay out that lane over there. But she was pushing through his chat, y'all. That Pat, oh, I want to get at her. I want book them. You get at her. Get your channel and get at me yourself. Book them don't have the right to get at me because you said get at me. It's a Pap and Book 'em show, and I do shits and giggles on him. But you want him to do something because you feel that a video that I posted up, let me enlighten you, Lovely. The video wasn't about Hollywood Next, however her name was mentioned in that video. That was back in 2020. That video about as old as the shit that you are over there spewing out your mouth about Pap. Now, for some reason, you decided to find you a reason to not like Pap because what? I run a Pap and Book 'em goddamn show. And if this channel happens to shoot to 20,000 on it, it is what the hell it is over here. Get you a platform. Don't use your voice through somebody else. Makes you less of a woman. Like I can sit on here and address everything that Book 'em says about me. But the problem is where Book 'em is falling short on giving you guys much laughter about Pap, other than her freaking teeth, other than her teeth that she has in her freaking mouth to eat with. Other than that, Book 'em can't give you or your chat room not one motherfucking thing about Pap. But y'all want to say Pap messy, Pap and this, Pap doing that. Book 'em is looking hard, honey, very hard to see if I'm tied with anybody, who I'm communicating with, or whatever. But I'm gonna tell you how simple-minded and slow-minded that those people are, because they fall for, and that's fine, because that's who they support, right? That's their team, right? The sleepy team over there. He told them to show up at 7:30. Boy, I got something and the Pap, and I'm finna break it down to y'all about the Queen Diva girl. Yeah, I'm finna show y'all how this all this shit, right? Them people, oh yeah. You know what he broke down to them? A thread of a conversation that was going on about with Queen Diva or some other ladies that was over there He brought in Sean Harris. He brought in Ronald McDonald. He brought in Gilbert Grape. He brought in every, you name it. If you was in that thread, you were going to be known for whatever he wants to interject you in of being. And I'm sitting here going, nigga. So after 10, 15 minutes, because he can only do me for about 5 minutes, because he don't know shit about me. He was hoping to know something about me. He was hoping. That's why I took him to 7:30. But that nigga, he worse than what's he worse than it. He's over there digging. He trying to see if I'm attached to anybody. This nigga, because I call Donnell Russell, because he said I'm a Donnell Russell lover. You can't even find shit out there with my name attached to that nigga. And I know you've been looking, nigga. Nothing. And I don't even know why would you waste your time on that when I clearly tell you people, ain't got shit to do with nobody. Pap ain't loose like that. Pap don't talk. I don't pillow talk, book. I don't need to go on people's threads to implicate anything. You'll never catch a response. You'll never catch a like or a thumb down on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook or what you on, Zoomer or Boomer or Rumba or none of that shit. Never. I don't have to go out my league to do that, but I know your ass looking. You were sure hoping to see if Pap is tied to something after. Stop looking, boy. I ain't loose mouth like you or loose booty. Not at all. I don't have to be in threads. I read them all, but you held that damn chat room up over there so you could convince everybody of what you done summed up on somebody else's thread, just like the Skeletoscope girl. She does it a lot. Let me read all of this thread shit. Matter of fact, hold on, but I'm gonna show you what she do to your ass. Let me show you what she do, right? And until somebody show me differently about him, then show you differently. Okay, well, I done clean my glasses and I sure see it. I don't know what you don't see, but I sure see that shit. Hold on, Booker. Let me put this one up. This is what she be doing to your. This what you be doing to your ass, Booker. Hold on. Let me show you something. This shit funny as hell, right? Let me find it. Then I'm gonna switch it again on your ass before I get off of here. But this ain't no attack personally, bruh. Ain't no need of you go to look up nothing. It really isn't. You ain't finding Pap out there. But when I go on, not when I go on, when she comes up through the Skeletoscope stuff, when she go up through the Skeletoscope stuff, that what she be having. You be dead smack in the middle of that. So do I believe Spitting Fire's story about how Skeletoscope, how you was going to say something about Skeletoscope at some given point of time? And it's not just because Spitting Fire came out with her roast on you or none of that. It's because of your character. It's because of your character. I do. If people out here did not believe that any, many, miny, mo wasn't going on, a story would have not broken. And you can't seem to understand that. A story broke. And it broke big, just like the story that broke big against Mr. Kelly. It broke big against any, many, miny, mo. If people out here are clearly not seeing what you're saying that you're not doing, then there was no way that they would have put your big-headed ass right up here in the police lineup. Well, we gonna get to cousin Levi because they seem to be struggling over there a little bit, whether if it's the cousin or not. I just kind of want to help them out a little bit. I don't know, but I had fun with trying to figure out who the auntie Annie Mae and all that stuff is, right? you already, y'all done got the juice on this one right here. All of his pornography, incest shit has now come to light, right? So it was disgusting. I watched it for just a few, and after, so I had to, get off. A lot of people have been putting the information and stuff out about it. Basically, it's like, you know what? I just didn't want to hear this shit. So this one on this end over here, I understand. I get it. I get it. You have 4 men came out here to represent whatever their story is that they wanted to run with. 4 of them. You have 85% predominantly females out here. Manipulator number 1. Manipulator number 2. Manipulator number 3. Manipulator number 4. In case you have not read the Man Manipulator book, I suggest, instead of reading that trashy ass books that these girls have written out here, females, you may want to pick that book up. And as you're reading that book, you put in your head the things that you hear coming out of their mouth. And your mouth is going to drop open. I promise you. It's just that easy. But they tell you different stories. This one here had some shit going on with Synchrony Bank. Just spent some time incarcerated, allegedly. Allegedly. Got out within a year's time. The rumor out here on the street is that it's a possibility that he may still be part of, informing the government of some things that they needed, and that's how he might be out on an early release. That's what they're saying out here on the street, right? So you never know what he's up to. I clicked on it, and he apparently decided to come back out, raise more money on rereading, depicting the New York transcripts that was read 100+ times out here, analyzed, summarized, you name it. But it's not finished until he gets hold to it. So that now, here we go with some more allegations of what he think or how he thinks Mr. Kelly attorneys should have been, which a lot of you guys already know. We already sat through how, okay, Greenberg probably wasn't the best for him, or Becker wasn't the best for him. Well, this why this happened, and this why that happened. But everybody wanted to hear it again. Everybody wanted to hear it again, which I could not understand. I don't have anything against these people because I don't know them. I just like sitting out here telling my humble opinion about what I see under this umbrella, right? I watch a lot of ladies, with due respect, do a lot of reporting, right? Or supporting. I watch it, right? I am very passionate when it comes to females. I am, as far as building up their finances for their children, buying homes, getting the best expensive car that you ever wanted to buy, going on your trips, vacation, Australia, Canada, wherever you want to go. I don't, and I try to get away from it so that I don't get in my feelings about it when I come out here on it. But when I did a post about talking about, projects and I didn't say ghetto, and I should have said ghetto because that's what it means to me. Altogether, poverty. And for us to be sitting out here and we're watching all of this goes on, a lot of different men are running these channels and things out here. I just want the women to have themselves in a very comfortable position. If we come out and do a survey, or you don't mind showing some things or talking about it. I'm willing to bet it's probably about 60% of the women out here that don't have money saved up for your children's college or your child first car. You take care of yourself first. And if there's some crumbs left over, then yes, go and support the person that you doing. But I'm just saying, have yourself. So I'm passionate about that. I'm passionate about it. And I got to stop worrying about it because I know people are going to do what they want to do. But let's move on to this one. This one right here tells you guys that he's been down there to Mr. Kelly. He knows Mr. Kelly. He's been in the Sprinter. He's been in Johnson Creeks. He's done all of that stuff. But this one right here, in my opinion, according to my diagnosis and my research and reading the paperwork and this or that, how do I feel humbly about him? I feel that he has kept up pretty much most of the bullshit over here under the umbrella of Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. I feel that he does most of the crackerjack box talking when it comes to trying to represent or what you call it, what's the word? Represent Mr. Kelly. A lot of stuff started, from up under him. I can't understand how somebody like Mr. Kelly, going through what he's going through, has friends, bros, mentees, nephews, all of that can decide to go and visit somebody like that. Ain't no more friends. One reason why I say that, and this is one reason why I call it straddlers, because how is it that you can have private, confidential conversations with Mr. Kelly, and then confidential and private stuff going on with this man? Somebody's going to get cheated out the deal. Loyalty and integrity and trust. It was either Mr. Kelly or it was either Drunk Lad. That's all I'm saying. You can't stand for one person honor. You can't do that. You can't do that. It doesn't work. Doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way. Unless there's some new type of psychological shit that then came out here in 2022. You just can't do that. I can't understand, for the sake of me, how Mr. Kelly would be comfortable having a visit with the mentee to, hey, bro, knowing that his mentee has been down there having steak and shake with this one and chopping it up. And he's the one that actually initiated predominantly a lot of the information to make Mr. Kelly make Mr. Kelly look the way that he is looked upon from the public. And got a lot of information. And do a lot of things. A lot of people keep saying, is it his fault that Mr. Kelly is in jail? Well, he will tell you, no, it's not. I sound like we in court, don't we? I ain't in court, I'm defense. This guy here, jury, will tell you that he is not the reason that Mr. Kelly is in jail. He says that Mr. Kelly is in jail because Mr. Kelly failed to realize that these minors were unable to consent. This is what he ran with out here. They can't consent. He did it. Along with that one on the end over here. They can't do that. They can't consent. Now, they don't come out in your jury and tell you that, well, the one that he mainly support and talks about and brought into his home and things like that, he doesn't tell you all of the good stuff, or that Mr. Kelly and the one that he really represents, right, Azarel Clary, he doesn't provide the information about everything that Mr. Kelly and Azarel has done together in a relationship. She said, that's my man. And woo, the back of his head, when we go to court, he go, that's my man. He doesn't share you that information, juror. Why not? If he's going to paint you with information about how Mr. Kelly is this old man, and this old man likes to stick his ping inside a woman poom poom, then he should go to jail. But he won't share to the public on how devastating that woman became after he broke down to her what he wanted to break down to her. He was this girl, he was this girl, which she already know because she lived in the house very comfortably with some of those females. She lived there until she was brought along by herself with Joy. He narrowed it down to 2. And that wasn't satisfactory for this guy, because the government now, with the information that he was able to gather upon with making phone calls, talking to this person, and now finding out, oh my God, Mr. Kelly lost his 2008 trial. And well, guess what? Let me start talking about some little girls. Azrael know that there wasn't no little girls the time that she was around. She know it wasn't no little girls. Not no 12, 13, 14-year-old. Azrael know that there wasn't no girls locked up in a goddamn dungeon. Azrael know that there was no girls that was held hostage or Stockholm syndrome or nothing. You know how I know that? Because Azrael got off her ass and went out and got a whole goddamn birthday cake and riding around in that little goddamn little dune buggy red ass car down Michigan Avenue. You can't have Stockholm syndrome and be in a dungeon or brainwashed or nothing. Not doing all of that. That just doesn't happen. But this one right here, what did he do? Because he wanted, I guess, he says he's a PI, private investigator. Said that in his video yesterday. So maybe it was his job to actually come in there to infiltrate on these 3. But how could that be, though, Pat? He from Baltimore. He was from Baltimore. He didn't like you talking about Azrael. Or what's the other girl name? Baltimore. And neither did he, because these 2 right here decided to come out and says that y'all tampering the witness. They forbid it. They didn't want you guys to have to say nothing, not talk about whether their hair was this or they wore this or nothing like that. You all are tampering the witness. This is what these 2 here started. Right here. These 2. Tampering the witness. When all they had to do was just shut up and fall to the back if you was from Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, and let the people that were supporting Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly do what they said. Because not only were they over here on YouTube doing what they wanted to do and say what they wanted to say about any female, Twitter blew up, Instagram blew up, Facebook blew up. But see, you guys didn't even take off over there. I couldn't understand why these 2 here limited their time right here when it was so many groups that was going in on about how they feel that these young ladies were lying. Then who's leaving? Good night. I don't know. Natives leaving. Be blessed and stay safe. Yes, ma'am. I will see you later because I'm getting ready to get off of here myself. But it's crazy, right? So it is what it is. It is what it is, it is what it is. This one right here says that he's got a bunch of letters written up and going in, the big argument over there, and I'm going to end it with this one about how much of a cousin Mr. Kelly is, and everybody out here has a family tree. Cousin Levi then broke it down multiple ways of how he is the cousin. And other people have objected and tried to, clear it up. I don't even know why people care. I really don't, but it was funny listening to, because we did it over here, going down to auntie is this and this person and this person and this person and this person, right? Mr. Kelly has a father. Cousin Levi told them on the channel yesterday across the street over there that, well, at that time, he didn't know who his dad was. Then we heard Bruce come out on Choke No Joke saying, well, he know now, he know now, right? So how are you related to Mr. Kelly? The girls over there on that show across the street wants to know, why weren't you there to do what needed to be done or expected for someone who is so boastfully and boldly loud out here to help your cousin take the stand in his defense. Y'all got to go hear his reason of why he didn't do so. This shit gonna crack you up, okay? But anyways, R. Kelly had a dad. R. Kelly didn't know who his dad was. Okay, at the beginning, that's what they say. I don't know how true it is. I am not digging into that man's family personal history like that. R. Kelly dad must have stepped off somewhere. He says he's the cousin. That means that he has a mother. He has a mother. That mother may have a sister or multiple sisters. Who knows? So Mr. Kelly, dad, must have had relations with either his mother. That does not make him any relations of a cousins or anything to Mr. Cap, to Levi, and not Levi, to Bruce and Carrie, because they had different dads. So this man has really come out. It confused all of these people about whether if he's his cousin or this or that, when it's really irrelevant. At the end of the day, there's nothing that this guy right here is going to be able to do to help Mr. Kelly get up out of the position that he's in. It's up to his attorney. And his attorney do plan on taking it to the second court. It's just funny watching how all of this stuff plays out. Like, people is that freaking naive. If you say that you didn't see him take the stand, or you're steady asking him why he did not come down to support, or you didn't see him, that should have gave you all the answers that you need. I'm just saying. There's no way that you can be out here and feel like that I can defend or I can help or I can say and I can do my cousin from behind a screen. That's not realism. Doesn't work that way, people. Come on. Y'all know that shit don't work that way. You can say it all day. He says that he's working from behind the scenes. He's writing this up and he's getting this set and he's getting this out. New York is over with. What the hell could he possibly be doing for Chicago, man? What? Chicago, most of the evidence was already in, or disclosures, or all the shit was already in there. I guess he says he got more shit to add. He does. So I guess, give it the benefit of the doubt. We have to wait and see how that plays out. You won't know if it was him or not, because he ain't showing y'all the paperwork. He ain't showing you what you read. So it's going to be very easy for him to come back out here on his neck at the end of a talk show where they have the platforms and say, I told y'all I was going to do it. And those people going to be like, well, yeah, you sure did. How the hell you know? Because he ain't showing you shit to read. So how you're going to have evidence to say that, yeah, they did use that in the paperwork. But he's going to come back and tell you that they did use it in what he wrote up in the paperwork. So I guess the relations comes from R. Kelly dad when he didn't know him, right? And then he came back to try to tell them, right, like, well, some things are, I guess, supposed to be kept quiet. And you know how you got all these cousins, but these cousins, and you don't know this daddy, and this daddy don't know this. I'm sitting over there like, he the only one. Ain't no family reunions, no nothing, y'all. He just know they ain't talking about it at all. We should be going to more weddings. Yeah, that's true. That's true. More than funerals. You're absolutely true about that. But the way he tell his story about his relations with being R. Kelly cousin, it just be hilarious to me. It doesn't really take all of that, So you guys take it for what it is worth. If you believe it. What up, Don K? I ain't seen you scroll up in here. What's going on? So Pernell, hey, what's going on? So it's just crazy. The daddy of R. Kelly can only make cousin Levi kinfolks as a cousin to Mr. Kelly, and that's only by screwing his mother. his mother does not have to be any relationships of Cassandra and Lisa, if that's, because they say that's his sisters. So Mr. Kelly dad is what they're saying, or his granddad or somebody then tipped off and they done screwed Lisa and Cassandra mama somewhere after the bar. And then that's the same thing that happened to Levi. Levi mama then got screwed by allegedly Mr. Kelly's dad when he was little. But they didn't never tell Kelly about any of this stuff because Kelly didn't know his dad. And that's the same story that Lisa and Cassandra gave to you, something similar like that. And then he heard the story and now he uses that part of it. And is there any other way that you can be a cousin? It has to come through your mama. It has to come through your mama. That's it. And that's all. And until those people want to break it down and go find out who the hell Levi's mother was and all of that, you just gonna keep getting the runaround and the runaround. Other than that, it's the adopted cousin. Like on the Tupac and what's her name? Janet Jackson at the goddamn barbecue. What up, cuz? You gonna get that cuz. That's the only way that shit gonna play out. That's it. And if they that freaking desperate or whether this man is a cousin or not, yeah, you need his mama name. You need his mama name. Or maybe he had an adopted mama. I don't know. But that's the only way through family tree. That's the only way. That's the only way to figure it out. That's it. That's all. Ain't nothing else to change about it. 2 ways. You got the Tupac cuz at the birthday, or you need to know his mama name, and then that's how they cousins. That's it. That's all. And he's gonna keep on telling everybody out here, Mr. Kelly didn't know because his dad or maybe his mom, they just didn't share that part. He used the example of what was said already out here in the YouTube streets, or what Mr. Kelly put in his book. Mr. Kelly had in the book that he said that he was told to never, we don't do no talking outside the house. How many put a 1 in the chat if y'all remember that part in his book? He was trained that we don't do no talking. Put a one in the chat if you remember reading that. You said a whole lot of fucking. You guys remember that? Well, that's what he implemented yesterday. That's what he implemented on that show, though. Well, we were told not to do no talking. I'm like, wait a minute, that's in the book. Wait a minute, that's Kelly's part. Hold up. Kelly said that shit. But hey, it is what it is out here. I don't know if they're going to be finding this guy or having him coming out no time soon after his pornography information just dropped. Queen Diva, this guy here, he took y'all thread over there. We were conversations. He looks them up and he ran a whole 2 hours and 50-minute live reading all of y'all shit that y'all was talking to each other and came out with his own fabricated story about who's doing this and who's doing that. This boy, Queen Diva, he said that Mr. Harris brought those letters up out the courtroom or something. Wasn't it something like that? He brought the information. They just took papers out the courtroom book. Nobody noticed that the papers was missing or nothing to charge him for taking taking official papers out of the courtroom. Ain't nobody noticed that they was missing. He also said, Queen Diva, that when the letters to Joke, right? That sounded so goddamn far-fetched, it just made my ass itch. It made my ass itch. And I'm sitting here going, are you really upset because these people look like that they were working together and this or that? And he just points the finger and blame everybody, like for everything. That's crazy. I'm not a Don Russell lover, so cut the shit. I don't know him. Look at me looking at him, y'all. I don't know him, dickhead. I don't know no Don Russell. So you cut that shit out. Have I listened to him talk out here on YouTube where I decided to make my opinion on whether if I wanted to believe some of the shit that he was saying? I did. I did. Do I believe, in my humble opinion, that phone call with the Savages that he was on? See, you talk very heavily about that, but you don't talk very heavily about Mason. But you do it with Don. And until you balance your goddamn stories out, I'm going to keep saying that you are trying to throw the book or of everything at Don Russell to appease you, possibly get you out of some shit. But that's just my opinion on that. Don Russell, in the article, it says he didn't hide those words was not hidden. They were read for the world to see. See, people hide shit when they doing dirty shit. They don't put it in clean sight like that. They don't do that. In that paperwork, it says as he was over there trying to make that deal, but you know for sure, like you said, wasn't no deal made. You know for sure. And you ain't been around that man. You're not capable to pull off the type of business deals that Don Russell, from what I'm seeing on his shit, because he posts his shit out here. You just probably don't see it, right? Of what he's capable of doing. You had the man said that he was trying to raise that $1 million for Mr. Kelly because of a bill that was going to be due, whether if it was rent or whatever. You object to that? He did have shit that was going to be needed paying on. He did. You ain't come out and said whether you was gonna pay a goddamn thing. Not the light bill, not the gas bill, not the water bill, not the furniture bill, not nothing. But when somebody else come out to say that they was gonna do something, you had a cow shit over there. Well, you shitted cow shit. You did. You also said that, he wasn't, he fucked up and did all of this stuff, whatever, with the taxes. That man came out and told everybody about the taxes. He didn't hide that shit. Crooks, criminals, backstabber, thieves, demonic, they hide stuff. That man has been open and confessed to say every goddamn thing. He done said everything. So with him saying everything, what I'm saying, Bookham, out here in these YouTube streets, and if it was to the detrimental of setting this person up or doing this or doing whatever, they didn't need you to go after him. The police could have easily picked him up, or the DA could have easily put paperwork out to do whatever they had to do, because he had been already convicted. He didn't say shit against himself, according to you. He didn't need you to repeat it. Everything that you said that he's done, he said it himself on the screen. All that shit that Coletto's kept putting up over there on that freaking live. That's the only picture she could find. Him up there with a whole bunch of little white kids at a business that he be at over in Chicago, Indyville, or in LA. That was the only picture that she could find to make him look bad. Send up them white people didn't have, them kids up there didn't have shit to do with being posted up on that kaleidoscope. None. But because the entanglement, because of the gameplay, the wordplay, the mind play, Kaleidoscope having a field day with that shit, cracking me the fuck up with that shit, dog. And she can't even really prove it. You know why? Because she just did a freaking post, right? And her post over there is she knows the facts. She says, I got put it out. How you got the facts using somebody else's video to tell in a I'm gonna say comical, right? Make people laugh. That's what it was. You use that to post to this, to tell the people that you got the facts off of what that man was saying over there about Don Russell. I'm sitting here going, now, ain't this a bitch? You didn't get the facts. You went off of hearsay because you liked the way that man was rebuttaling and talking about Don Russell. That's all you did. Shit was funny as hell. I watched that damn video. She made like that she'd have put some stuff down, right? You done took somebody else shit to give validity to your shit. And you got the truth. Ooh, listen, that kaleidoscope shit, man. You gotta keep turning it like, nah, that color don't go there. Or that triangle that don't fit in there. That ain't there. But what actually fits perfectly in the middle. I be busting up. I swear, y'all, I be laughing my ass off. It's crazy as hell. Now, I have to honestly say, Queen Diva, I don't know what it is that he was looking for or how he tried to make you appear along with that Mr. Harris man. Queen Diva, answer me one question before we get up out of here. How the hell does he even know how much that man got paid? Who the hell I'm gonna bust him out on something else too, Deep. Who the hell tells anybody how much they're actually getting paid? Who does that? How does he even know that? How does he even know that, oh, well, Mr. Kelly paid you $45,000? I know that for a fact. How? I'm sitting up, huh? What? You say, Fred, ooh, it's crazy. It's really, really, really crazy. Like, how do you know that? Now, because I get it that it's new people that join the YouTube channels out here, right? And if you have not hit the thumbs button up, please do so. I am only two subscribers away. So if you're new to the channel, go ahead, hit the 2, get your subscription in, and the channel can flip to 2,000 over here. And I appreciate that. We ain't gone yet. I just had to put that in there. But get the like button on your way in or on your way out. Either way it goes, hit the like button. But you say, I was perplexed with that. Hey, that one there, nigga, you know more than R. Kelly in his own goddamn case. That don't make no damn sense. This boy know more than R. Kelly even know about his own case. That's what's crazy about it, right? So this one here got me too, Queen Diva, right? Because he got everybody over there now. He got us close to 150, 200. He got everybody's attention right there because he knows how to drop it and run it. His conjunctions. He know how to end that one story, boom, pick it up with something else. Implications, indications. He got it. He got perpetration, all that shit going on. Boom, boom, boom. This boy got everybody sitting over there watching like he done fumbled up on some brand new shit. How many of y'all in the chat room seen that goddamn video that he put up about Mr. Harris? Mr. Harris. Didn't y'all see that video where he was in the hallway arguing with the white man? You know, not pretty much arguing to that extent, having that conversation and about his job, you know, and you remember that? Let me show you where he found it. That goddamn Rand, the baby, been showed that shit long time ago when Mr. Harris was out. You got to see Mr. Harris in a video where he was doing his security with who was it, y'all? Was it Beyonce or somebody, right? She showed all that shit. Riding in a limo. There goes Miss Harris. She seen all that shit. That nigga put that video up over there like he done found something brand spank new. And them people sat there and watched all of that shit. He literally sat there and just did, I guess, a book reading because he read everything. And when in reality, part of it, he be looking for what I'm doing. What if I'm typing out there? Trying to see if I'm associated with somebody, who I'm linked up with. Hashtag nobody. Nobody. Look at my stupid. I wasn't born stupid. I didn't get dropped on my head. I know that this is YouTube. You ain't gonna find it, hear it, or see it. And then you want to come up there and talk about well, you want to put the stuff out of what you heard about Chicago. You done heard wrong. And therefore, there you go. You finna be out here looking like stupid doe number 3, reciting the same shit that these people claim that they done heard down of Chicago about some damn Dina. So go ahead and make yourself look stupid, stupider. Stupid is, stupid does, all that shit. Nigga, you got this, you out your freaking mind. So I don't know, y'all. It was crazy, right? It was crazy. I watched a few minutes of it, in and out, and I'm sitting there like, nigga. Y'all know he was like, nigga, what is this? This is thank you, S Nice. Thank you. I only needed 2. I need 2 more subscribers. Get past 2,000. Come on, 1 more. I know it's 1 person out there. I know it's 1 person out there. Hit that subscribe button. Don't forget, go and see how well, if you want to try out the membership, it's not obligated. You can it doesn't have to come out $1.99. The price will never change. I'm going to keep updating my emojis for you guys to play around with in the chat room, because it helps, of course, it helps keeps my channel out there in the algorithm and all that stuff. But here's this picture here. Let's put that one up. That ain't book. That right there on this picture, right here, that right there, that is not book. Now is he? The man that claims that he did so much. He says that Mr. Harris, them, of course, they only brought in 5 witnesses for Mr. Cat. He could have asked me. He could have asked me. How he gonna ask you some shit if you down there visiting Drunken Larry? What you gonna say? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I wouldn't have brought your ass on the stand for me either. You kick it with my enemy. You kick it with the nigga who could crucify me. Bring you on the stand. Boy, you better go back down there and have some more steak. Bring you on the stand. You done already traded places in my Usher voice. Are you crazy? Bring you on the stand. I could have been. What you gonna tell? What are you gonna tell? Nothing. I tell what type of season Drunken Larry put on that damn steak. That's about it. All you could have done. Anyways, you guys, I hope y'all enjoyed the show. Don't forget to tap in. Go visit my One Papoose Grind. You guys hit that perk button. I'm just saying, riding. I listen. It was just a whole bunch of wiki-washy stuff. It was. Now, talked about teeth all the time. That's what you do. All the time. All the time. And here you are with bosoms. B-O-O. Bookham has bosom. Look at Bookham. Look at you got bosom. Look at this. Oh my God. Book, are those pearls? Huh? Are those pearls? Are those pearly pearls? Huh? Standing up there like the shape of Miss Rosa on 227. Oh, you say, isn't it the lawyer responsible? Yes, absolutely. I agree. Don't y'all be laughing. Now, this is his outfit that he sends to the dry cleaners every week, because he walks around the house in this and cleans up and do his dancing and shit. So don't y'all be laughing at this goddamn outfit. This is his one that he has to pack up and travel with to for his next shows that he got to do, try out in those. Put him up, but book, put him up. This ain't what you want. Put him up. Oh shit, don't hate the game, boy. Hate the player in the game. Now, don't forget, 1 more subscriber. Can I get 1 more? I need 1 more. Get it up, y'all. Get it up. I don't know why these people stay mad at me. I don't know why. We were supposed to go over and finish reading the paperwork, but the paperwork was read very well. I heard some are spitting fire, and then some other channels. This is really long, and it's just giving more details. I do want to read this one though. It's just I can, it's exciting to read this and interjecting in it, your thoughts, your who's, your what's, your wins, your where's, and your why's. And I skimmed through it. I do have quite a few stuff highlighted, right? So I'm not quite done, because the stuff that is highlighted is the stuff that I have, my interjections of who, what, when, where, and why's about it. So I'm going through it, y'all. But when you highlighting, you got a scratch sheet of paper, because I need to define some stuff and yeah, so interpret a lot of things or whatever. But I do want to go over this Aaliyah and all of this stuff, I do. But it might be tomorrow night. Might be tomorrow evening, I should say, if I don't get too busy around the house. I thank y'all. Put a chat, because we're going back old school. Give the person above you a heart. Give the person below you a heart. And don't forget to share a heart with your girl. One Pat Pools in the chat. Check it out. Get over there, that merchandise. Get you a One Pat Pools unisex shirt, you guys. And support. I got to go. I got to go, y'all. Shout out to King Sis, y'all.
She wanna know me. I stay low key. I'll cast no breaks.
Low key.
I'm whole sleep. Body on 10, make your girl OD. I get in my way, never out of my lane. Feel like you the one and I'm on one. So what it's gonna be?
Yes, you do.
You finna go deep. Riding on a team. I got what you need. Baby, won't you keep me company? Give me something to do when I get lonely. I got something for you when we get home. If you let me put it down. When I hit the town, you should lie on me. Keep your mind on me. On try, baby, I think you should side with me. Stay solid one time if you lie with me. Just promise you never lie to me. Keep the moves on tuck. I know it's all love. Everything good. Keep the vibes on crush. I know it's all good. Know it's all love. Know it's all love. Yeah. I've been feeling like the motherfucking man lately. Can't nobody do it like I can daily. Baddest in the land, baby. Body turn your nigga to a failure. I made it where I'm at on my own. Had a couple blocks in the road, but I get to the bag on the low. I be kinda sex while they go, yeah, you know me. Baby, won't you keep me company? Give me something to do when I get lonely. I got something for you when we get home. If you let me put it down, when I come in town, you should lie on me. Keep your mind on me. On try, baby, I think you should side with me. Stay solid one time if you lie with me. Just promise you never lie to me.